So till now, I have given software development process, testing process I have given. Now, we're going to see AGILE process. What is this AGILE process? One of the software development process. Nowadays, this software development process is a very famous is AGILE process. So AGILE process basically one of the development and testing both will be included. That's what the development process means, right? Software development lifecycle means. So SDLC models are, there are many models are there. AGILE methodology is one of the model. AGILE methodology is one of the model. That AGILE methodology is, everybody using now. So we need to understand what is AGILE process. So what will be there in the AGILE process? So many companies, why they are preferring? The reason for AGILE process is, so before people were using a waterfall model. So waterfall model means it is just, basically like a waterfall, linear approach. So linear approach means all activities, whatever the activities we discussed, right? Requirements gathering, analysis, design, coding, testing. See, testing when it is going to start in the waterfall? After coding only. That will take a lot of time, right? So that's why many people don't like this waterfall model. So waterfall model still people are using, but a mix of AGILE process and waterfall. So when the waterfall is used, when there are long releases are there, like products, basically products, it will take more time to develop and test it. That's why those product based companies will use waterfall model, but there also nowadays they are using mix of AGILE and waterfall. But what is waterfall AGILE? Let's understand. So AGILE methodology is one of the AGILE process, software development process. Here, both developers and testers work parallelly. Both developers and testers work parallelly as a single team. So parallelly, there is not like a linear approach. So developer will do his activities, tester will do his activities. There is no dependency one on the other. Only dependency is the execution time. You need a build. So that is it. But other activities they can do parallel. That's a AGILE methodology means. Why do you need to use AGILE methodology? It's very fast and continuous delivery of requirements, and it is a more satisfaction will be given to the customer, because you will see the product within weeks, not months. You don't need. That's the main advantage of AGILE methodology. And also, if any requirement change comes, you have to accept it any point of time. And also, all the stakeholders, like product owners, developers, customers, testers, everybody involved in this AGILE methodology from the beginning. So they keep on monitoring everyday status. So if you get any bugs or any doubts, you can clarify them in the same meeting. So that's the advantage here with the AGILE methodology. And there is a lot of interaction between the business people and developers. That's the main advantage with Agile methodology. So rather than months, you will deliver the product within a weeks. That's Agile process. And at any point of time, you have to accept the requirement change. And closely, it will be monitored by all people. So that is this Agile methodology means. And another thing is the feature is subdivided into small stories. Requirements here we are calling user stories. Requirements we are calling here user stories. So user story is nothing but a small feature, small requirement. So that will be developed. So that is the Agile methodology. But what are the different types of Agile methodologies we have? So we have a crystal methodology, dynamic software development methodology, feature-driven development methodology, lean software development, extreme programming, Scrum methodology. These are the different types of Agile, but famous ones are Scrum methodology. So let's understand what is that Scrum methodology. Let me show you. All this you don't need. Just looking for one diagram, so that will help you to understand everything. Yeah. So in this Agile method, you are going to understand Agile and Scrum process. What is Scrum and what is Scrum team? What is sprint? What is user story? How to give story points? How to estimate a user story? So what is the definition of done? Definition of ready? Different sprint activities, sprint planning, backlog refinement, sprint review, sprint retrospection. These are all the sprint activities, or Agile ceremonies we call them. So then Jira tool, we'll see the Jira tool. In the Jira tool, how you can create a epic user story in the Jira, creating a sprints in Jira, sprint lifecycle in Jira, backlogs in Jira, creating bugs in Jira, how to write test cases in Jira. So that is a bit difficult, but we'll see that. Okay, how to create a test cycles and execute test cases in Jira. So all the new requirements, epic user stories are available in the product backlog. So what is product backlog? It's a repository where you can find all the requirements, features, user stories. That is the product backlog means. And so what is a Scrum? So Scrum means it's one of the Agile methodology type. So it is one of the Agile methodology. Basically, which concentrates how to manage the task in a given time frame. That is called Scrum. So Scrum is a Agile methodology, basically which concentrates on how you can finish the task or how you can manage the task in a given time frame. That is called Scrum methodology. Basically, this Scrum has come from rugby match. So Scrum, it is going to give more, powers and also easy development and testing, managing the tasks in a small teams. Basically, small teams will be there, and those teams will finish the task in 10 to 15 days. 10 days, basically, it comes in 10 days. So generally, it starts on Wednesday, and then next 1 week after, next Tuesday, it is going to end. That means basically 15 days is the time period. In 15 days, whatever you choose, you have to finish the tasks. So, but who are all there in this Agile Scrum methodology? Let's understand here. So these are the actors, main actors: product owner, Scrum team, Scrum master. These are the three players run the show of Agile Scrum process in the companies. So what is a product owner will do? What is his responsibility? He will get all the requirements from the executives, stakeholders, customers, all the people he will get, and he will create a user stories in the product backlog. As I mentioned, product backlog will be, so all the requirements, user stories available here. So they will be kept in the order, all the user stories, features, and requirements. That is called product backlog. Product backlog, how you can define? It's a repository where you can find features, user stories listed in the order. That is called product backlog. So that's a product owner responsibility. He will prepare all of them. All the user stories are available here. Now, this team. So what team will do? When you assign the tasks to the team is nothing but a development and testing both combined we call Scrum team. Scrum team means, what is meaning of Scrum team? Both developers and testers will be there. That is called Scrum team. So what the Scrum team will do? The assigned task will be performed. And daily they will give a status in the daily Scrum meeting to the Scrum Master. Scrum Master can be anybody. So who is the Scrum Master? Scrum Master can be a development manager. Scrum Master can be outside the development team. Different person also can perform as a Scrum Master. So what this Scrum Master will do? He will set up the team, and he will keep coordinating between development and testing team and with the different people, and he will make sure it is going smoothly, all the process, and no Scrum team member stuck at his work. If he is stuck, Scrum Master responsibility to solve that problem. So you need to unblock him, unblock the Scrum team member. That is no responsibility of a Scrum Master. He will take the status every day, and each person he will ask, what is the status? So what did you do yesterday? What you are going to do today? He will tell very clearly. If you don't have, and he will keep tracking every person, and he will keep asking what you are doing, what you are going to do, how is it going, the current task, everything he will keep on checking on each person. And that daily Scrum meeting will be there. There he will ask, okay, in the last 24 hours, what you did? What is your status? Then what you are going to do today? Any blockers are there? That is going to be checked by Scrum Master. And if anybody get a problem, he will try to help you to unblock you. So that's a Scrum Master responsibility. These are the three actors in the Agile Scrum process. Then what is sprint? A sprint is nothing but a time-based in one iteration. So it's a one iteration in a time frame. So that iteration is called a sprint. A sprint is nothing but a one iteration, means a 15 days time frame. That time frame is called one sprint. So 15 days is over, next sprint will start. Then what is in the sprint one we did? Sprint one, you will take some stories. All those stories, story is nothing but a new requirement. That new requirement, the development team and testing team should finish properly last day of a sprint. You have to give a demo also. I'm coming to that. So how the sprint will start? How the sprint will start? So first day it will happen, sprint planning meeting will happen. In the sprint planning meeting, all product owner, Scrum team, Scrum Master, everybody will involve here. And they will pick the user stories from the product backlog and assign to particular Scrum team member. Who is going to do what? So that will be explained here and assigned to the Scrum team by product owner and Scrum Master. Each team member, they will assign the tasks or new requirements or user stories. That is called sprint planning. In the sprint planning, so the user stories are picked up from the product backlog, and then estimates will be given how many days you need to finish. That is called story points. Story points is nothing but it's a measurement how much time you need to complete the task. That is called story points. The measurement of your work can be done with the story points. So story points will be given in the Fibonacci series. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. These are the Fibonacci series numbers. Those numbers are used for story points. Once that is done, then sprint backlog meeting will happen by the individual teamer. He will break out the big feature, the requirement into small tasks. So that is sprint backlog. And then daily Scrum meetings will happen. Daily Scrum meetings, what each person has to do, what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today. Any blockers are there? These 3 points only you will talk. You should not talk any other thing. So what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today, or you have any blockers or any issues, that you will discuss in the Scrum meeting. So this is also called daily Scrum meeting, DSM, or stand-up meeting, or daily call, we call that. Who will conduct this? Scrum Master will conduct that. Scrum Master will take each person and they will give a status to this. And so you will update the user stories also, what you did and everything. So once the days goes on, and last day before sprint review meeting will happen. So last day of the sprint, that means 14th day, the review will happen. Each task, how many are completed, how many are pending, that day they will review. Once any story not completed, it will be spillover to the next sprint. Why it is spillover? And you have to write this sprint, how much time work you completed, and that same story will be moved to next sprint. How much time, time you required, you will record there. So that will be verified here in the sprint review meeting. See, there are so many meetings. Sprint planning meeting, sprint backlog meeting, daily Scrum meeting, sprint review meeting. And final day, you will give a demo on the completed tasks to all the stakeholders. So our different teams also will participate on that final demo day. What you need to demo? What you tested, that you demo. Or your developer will give a demo what he developed, and he will give a demo. So wider audience will be participated in this demo day. So once the demo is done, on the same day, there is a sprint retrospection meeting will happen. Sprint retrospection means what? Retro means thinking about, right? So sprint retrospection meeting is just analyzing how this sprint went well, how this sprint. So is there any wrong happened or any improvements required? So those points will be recorded in one of the retro board. Each person, he can write his good and bad experiences, he can write there. Sprint wise, that will be recorded. For example, this is the sprint 1 So sprint 1, you will write all the good and bad experiences. And you can give anybody, some team member helped you. And you can cite out, you can say accolades for him. That also you can write here. So that's all the Agile process, how it will happen. Okay. So this is the 15 days time frame. What are the meetings and how it will happen? So this is called Agile Scrum methodology. Okay. So please understand this diagram. And if you have any doubts, come back. So we'll discuss tomorrow rest of the things. Any questions?